Hey guys, this is CallanLoF with an episode of MOCTalks, and this is a special one because this is on my main channel. For those of you who do not know, this is a series that I've been doing on my second channel, CallanLoF 2, where all I do is take mocks that I've built in the past and maybe ones that I've just recently built, and discuss them and talk about my history with them, different aspects of what I've done with them in the past, be it with my videos or all sorts of stuff. Basic info, not really reviews. I'm not talking about like the criticisms as much. Sometimes I talk about restrictions that I have to follow, but usually it's mostly about history and my feelings about figures that I've built. And I wanted to do one here, one that felt appropriate and on the main channel so as if any of you find that interesting, you can check that out on CallanLoF 2. And if you don't find that interesting, it's cool. There won't be very many of these on this channel. I might do a couple, and any of the ones that I do on this channel will probably be multiple figures, like sort of a line cover. I've considered maybe doing all the 2015 Toa, maybe even one of all the Toa Tahus that I've built. But that's up for you to decide. You guys request what you think. If you think this is a terrible idea, then it'll just be this one, and I won't do any more on this channel. But yeah, here's one on this channel where I'm going to talk a little bit about the Toa Mata. I've talked about there are individual reviews of all these guys on CallanLoF 2. So if you want more details, you can go to those. So I'm not really going to talk about the history of wanting to make these guys because I've kind of covered that before. But I'm going to talk about kind of their history with the first thing that I really did with them, which was Mata. When I first built all 6 of these guys, I didn't really know exactly how to go about making videos with them. I only had 2 voices in the first video I did with any of these, and that was Pohatu and Kopaka. And it really only was because I felt like I could do a decent Pohatu, even though I don't really feel like I can do that now. And I talked to J Comics, and I thought that he could do a cool Kopaka, and he was excited at the time. Now he probably sincerely regrets it, but he was excited at the time, and so I did the first short, which is still up on this channel to this day, which is called Bonding Brothers, and I thought it was kind of cute, even though I shoved Callan in there at the end, which I've not done. Callan has rarely interacted with these guys. A little bit in my YouTube subscriber specials. I had 2,000 and 7,000, but that's pretty much it. Not a lot of interaction between Callan and the Toa Mata. So yeah, it started from there, and it was after that that J-Comics got the idea, that and another short that I did where I got my sister to voice my sister Bethany to voice Gali, and a guy named Jeroden to voice Tahu. It was then that we got the idea of doing an actual series, and J-Comics suggested we put it on the Custom Bionicle channel as a way of getting that channel off the ground with something interesting. And it was definitely pretty smart because, I mean, you start getting this budding YouTube channel going. What's going to draw more attention than like a video series about everyone's favorite 6 Toa? So I was in, we did it. It was terrible. Mata is not a good show. And a lot of the episodes, especially the early ones, were really bad. As we went on, I feel like there are a couple that I'm moderately proud of, though my friends would scoff at that, because Mata is scum to them, and it really is not great. But I feel like there are a couple moments. My favorite episodes of Mata would include Play, just because I kind of liked the setup, even though the execution was my favorite, but I liked the sets in it, and I was happy with it overall. Akaku is also, I liked a little bit, because it was fun. I had that was the last one that I believe J-Comics did, other than Bah Humdurst, which was kind of a jokey Mata episode, kind of like a silly, just us being goofing around. But yeah, the last official one was Akaku with J-Comics 98 as Kopaka. Then I got Colby Prophet's voice Kopaka. But yeah, as far as starting Mata, we started in 2012. I can't remember exactly when. I think it was late 2012. And that was when we got to casting the last 2 people. I was excited to get iBionicle as Liwa, and we didn't really know who to do for Onua for a while. I had liked IDS 5621 as Onua in a show called Misguided that is no longer available to view on YouTube. I toyed around with it, but I kind of thought, oh, you already did that. Well, let's not do something different. But eventually, we kind of ran out of options, and we decided to do it. And since we'd tailor written the first episode of Mata to not to have Onua in it, because we knew we didn't have a voice for him yet, I added an end credit scene with Onua to be like, hey, he's here. He is here. We have a voice for him. Unfortunately, when eventually, in order to sort of on the main Custom Bionicle channel a while ago, in terms of trying to make everything a bit more streamlined, we cut off the endings, the credits of all the Mata episodes, and R2D2. We cut off all the endings, and as a result, we lost the ending of that first Mata episode, and that footage is no longer in existence. I don't think it might be somewhere, but yeah, the footage of Onua. So if you look on this channel, I mean, no, not on this channel. If you look on CallanLoF 2, where the original Mata pilot is, you will find the end. You will not find the ending with Onua. That is entirely irrelevant. I went on for a minute about like the ending of a Mata episode, and a terrible one at that. Sorry. But yeah, there's not a ton else to say. We worked with Chicken Bond 2 and Bob the Doctor on some Mata ideas. Never particularly loved the scripts. A lot of them were not so good. Like at the time, we thought they were fine, but as they've really aged poorly, as opposed to other things like I'd say Misadventures of Onapex and Pals, which has aged pretty well overall. But yeah, so not a ton of great stuff with Mata. Eventually, it's kind of dead at the moment. I'm leaving it open to do stuff with it because I still have a lot of footage from episodes that I never finished because I tackled ideas that I could never quite finish, because they were too big. Spoiler alert: I had ideas of introducing Takua that were never fully realized. And maybe one day I can put them together into a movie, or something. That would be cool. That was the best case scenario. But a lot of the plots are so varied that it's hard to mix them into one cohesive plot of a movie or like a 20-minute thing. So that may happen eventually, but it might not because it would be too difficult. And eventually I'm going to have to move on with my life and stop making these videos. Spoiler alert. Yeah, sorry. That's downer. Let's talk about some of the things. As far as their voices now, Colby Prophet is voicing Kopaka. I eventually got Toddy Harold to voice Liwa when I felt iBionicle was just too busy to do it, and he has been great. Sometimes he's had his little streaks of iBionicle where he is not super quick to voice, but he is a really good voice actor. Caitlin Buckley voices Gali now, and she's really good. Hero Nexus has voiced Tahu ever since Dermis Turtle, and though I feel like that's a very poor introduction because I'm not a big fan of Dermis Turtle, I felt like he's done a great job voicing him ever since. I don't think I've ever been disappointed in one of his performances. I voiced Pohatu always, and I probably will, even though I'm not a big fan of my own performance of Pohatu. And Onua, he's still voiced by IDS 5621. As I've said before, the main reason I don't do as much with Onua is because I feel kind of awkward about asking him for lines when he's not very... he doesn't like Mata that much, so that's the main reason. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of Mata's kind of a thing of the past. It's sort of a staple of a time when there was a bit more unity, but doesn't necessarily... unity among the Custom Bionicle and stuff, but it also shows that people are not good writers, including myself and a couple of the other people who worked on Mata, and that's kind of the main reason it's kind of died down a bit. I just haven't been as inspired, and originally we envisioned a cool action comedy series, and it kind of just turned into like crappy, like F grade Seinfeld type stuff where it's just silly things like the Toa go to order food, and Pohatu can't decide. Isn't it funny because he's the fastest Toa with his Kakama, and he can't decide what to get? Well, this has been a very long mock talk. There's not a lot else to say. I've used these guys in a couple other things, but Mata's really it. As far as figures, I really like most of them. And I think I'm going to say design-wise, my favorite is Pohatu. Just, he's got some weird clunks, but I overall really am happy with his design and just like a lot of the look of him. Tahu's probably a close second. I really love Tahu. I can't really put them all in order, but I really like them all overall. And I hope you do too. It seems like you guys do. You keep asking for how-tos, and I'm not going to talk about that right now because... but yeah, I don't know. I need to get to the how-tos eventually, because I'm just gonna say the Patreon didn't work out so well. So we'll see about that. If that's any illumination to you. But thank you so much for watching and sitting through this horribly long, terrible 10-minute video. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy. My work's coming out soon. Bionicle Undercover Episode 3 is on the way. It's just so many things. Bionicle Ended has kind of put a huge stop in some of my plans. So hope you understand, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you very much for watching. Check out CallanLoF 2 if you like more of these, and I will see you guys tomorrow on CallanLoF 2 and very soon on this channel. So thank you very much. I will see you guys another time. Bye.